Hey, everybody, and welcome to 2MB Studios. And thank you for coming. My name is Mike Carr. I'm going to be your host for this show tonight. We're very excited to have you. We're very excited to have our two amazing guests who we have on stage tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about the basics of this show. So this was an idea that came to me not too long ago. Basically, the idea of taking improvisers who've never played together, putting them in a scene together, and seeing what happens. So we're going to be getting going with this show in just a moment. Sorry about that, folks. A little bit of a connection issue, but we're back. We're making things work. If you're out there in the Twitchverse, welcome. Once again, I'm going to do the intro again because I don't know how much of it actually got through. My name is Mike Carr, and welcome to Thank You for Coming. This show is where we take two improvisers who've never improvised before, put them on stage together, and on stage, I mean on screen, and they just do a scene together. It's that simple. The first line of the scene will be, "Thank you for coming." That's pretty much it. They say that, then away they go for about 7-10 minutes, and then we're going to ask them some questions. I'm going to ask some questions, and you out there in the world of watching the show, if you have some questions, put them in the chat, and we'll ask them to the actors. Really, that's all it is just that way, just watching some good improv. So I hope you're ready. Please feel free to comment throughout the show. I'll throw your comments up, and we'll see how these improvisers do. We have two amazing improvisers today. Couldn't be happier for the first two improvisers that we have to do this show. I'm glad you're ready, Cappy Fear, because I'm ready too. The two improvisers we have, one dear friend of mine all the way from back in my Orlando days, who lives up in Canada. So this is already an international show. It's already international. That's Chase Padgett. And then we have Michelle Gilliam, who I just got to know recently. I'm getting to know, but is also an amazing improviser in Minnesota. So this is going to be an incredible show. I'm going to stop talking, and I'm going to bring them out on stage. So, hey, everybody, thank you for coming.
Hi.
Hello. It's good to meet you, Michelle. For those viewing the program right now, correct me if I'm wrong, we have never met before, right?
No, I've never met you before. I'm also
Never
in
met-
Wisconsin, not Minnesota.
Oh, you're in Wisconsin?
I'm the worst host ever. No, I'm going to
We're close. It's close.
Where in Wisconsin are you?
Milwaukee.
All right, then.
Yeah.
I have lots of family in Wisconsin. It's where my mom grew up.
Where?
Port Washington.
Yeah. That's not far.
Yeah, just up the lake a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I'm excited. How about you, Mike Carr?
I'm very excited. So what I'm going to do, since I've already messed up this intro twice, I'm going to take you both out of the stream, then I'm going to put you back in, and then one of you is going to say the line, "Thank you for coming," and that'll be the start of your scene. However, I like this little moment where you chatted beforehand. I think it's kind of fun. We might keep it. We'll see.
You know what? I'm having a good time. How about you, Michelle?
I'm open.
All right. I'll be send you back. And now it's time for the show to truly begin. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
When you asked me to come, I was actually really surprised. I'm really thankful you asked me out,
Yeah. I didn't know if it would be awkward because, we've been friends for so long and this is clearly a date.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what carnivals are for, right? First dates.
That's right.
I don't even feel like it is a date because, on your first date, you're always like, "What do you do for a living?" And oh my gosh, but
yeah,
we know each other.
Yeah, really well.
I guess I don't really know what to candy corn. You want or cotton candy? I mean, I'm sorry. So, why am I nervous?
I don't know. I'm nervous too. I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating through my dress.
You're glowing.
I shouldn't tell you that.
No, it's fine. I have eyeballs. It doesn't matter.
Like normally I would tell you that. That's not an issue. But like, yeah. Candy corn, cotton candy.
Yeah, it's candy corn flavored cotton candy. It's candy cotton corn.
Yeah.
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 This is a weird bear.
It is.
Let's see here. 2, please. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Oh God. I am sorry about your mom.
Thank you. Yeah. It was she's in peace now. So that's all that matters.
It is. I'm sorry it was so public in the news, really.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't see a lot of people that get decapitated on I-94, and that was hard.
Yeah. I think truer words have never been said.
So you got that promotion.
I did. I
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
Assistant manager of PetSmart.
I am really proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what? I didn't think this is where I'd be with a doctorate in journalism,
Yeah.
but
You're
son of a gun.
somewhere.
We're doing it, you know? And I think if I have another couple of years, I could make store manager, and then I'll be making, 38 a year. So
Wow.
yeah, it'll be great.
Money's not a big deal.
No, it's
Yeah.
not a thing. I mean, student loans are
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a thing, but Fairfield? Oh, sorry,
What's
go
that?
ahead. What?
Yeah, Ferris wheel, definitely. Definitely. I was just gonna say, like, um, I'm in pharmaceutical sales, so I make a comfortable 6 figures, and I mean, I guess if this works out, I can definitely help you with your student loans. Is that too forward? I don't.
Full transparency,
Yeah.
I have a lot of mixed emotions to you saying that. At first, I think like, no, that's that I'm my own man, and
Yeah.
I definitely I want to, take care of my own stuff. But then the other half of me is like, well, work this out.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure because I thought assistant managers made more than this, and I was wrong.
That's really not a lot of money.
When you say pharmaceutical sales, let's
Yeah.
get in line. 2
Yeah.
tickets here.
Yeah.
Okay. When you say pharmaceutical sales,
Yeah.
and like 6 figures a year, are you talking like
Comfortable 6.
comfortable 6? So like 115, you're talking like, I mean, you don't have to say a number or, okay. It's like 2. 4?
347. It's pretty much, you could say 4 if you want. With bonuses, I guess it does come to like 450-ish. So yeah, let's just say 4. Is that weird?
Cotton candy corn's on you next time.
It's sweet though. It's so good.
God.
You okay? You okay? You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm fine. I'm better than your mom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's R.I.P.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's fine. That was a little rude. I'm trying here. Let me just, I have really cared about you for a long time. Like, I definitely love you. I don't know if I'm in love with you, but
I
like,
love you too.
yeah, I want this to work, but our lives are different. and I don't know how to bridge the gap.
I guess we could start with just holding hands. Let's give that a test drive.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh, okay. We're all right. We're getting in here.
Okay.
Okay. Whew.
This is nice.
This is nice. Wow, your hand is really warm.
I'm so nervous.
God, me too. Me too. I'm glowing like a pig now.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I was surprised when you asked me out.
Yeah, like in a good way or a bad way or a weird way.
I always felt like, I don't know. I don't mean to call it out, but I look at your previous dating history. I'm not really like your type of guy, You've really been like with models, and God, that one guy you dated was Tarzan on Broadway. I mean, he was
Yeah.
ripped.
Very
And-
talented. Yeah.
Yeah. And I am not, and I'm a thinker, but I'm not really like active or any of the things that you've been kind of attracted to.
You're literally one of the smartest men I've ever known. And you're kind. And you're beautiful to me. I mean, I know that you might not be on the cover of a magazine next week, but I would put you on the cover of my magazine. When you make that face, I mean, it's so cute. Don't cry. Don't cry, honey.
Oh my God. That's the nicest thing literally anyone has ever said to me. And I know that's hard to believe because I'm work at a PetSmart and you think like, oh, you're getting peppered with compliments all day.
No, those people are jerks.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Even the dogs are bad.
They bark.
They bark.
And they're
sometimes
hungry.
I think they're barking insults. Like I don't speak Schnauzer, but
I believe it.
it's mean. I'm sorry. I'm just so overwhelmed right now because
Let's go. Did it just stop? That's
I
weird.
think so.
We're at the top.
Yeah. Wow, everything looks just so small from up here.
It does. It's nice.
Is this really happening?
I think it's happening. That was nice.
That was really nice.
Yeah.
I have been in love with you since the moment I met you.
Stop.
I have been. And then I'd see you date all these guys and make all this money. And I just thought, God, that is the best possible lady in my life. I mean it. And you've seen the ladies I've dated, they haven't been you.
Yeah. Wow. You don't know what that means to hear that from you. I would say let's get out of here, but I think we have to wait
Yeah.
till
Yeah.
they start it up again.
Leaving right now would be a tough
Yeah.
thing. Although I think we can see out. I don't think people can see in though. So that's nice.
That is nice.
What was that for?
You can always read my mind.
Come on. No, we can't. We can't. We kissed for the first time. We can take it, you know.
It would be a story to tell. You know, they always.
Well, that was awful. That was bad. I did not think that could be as bad as it could be. Oh my God, right? That was that bad for you too? Am I just... You don't have to laugh so hard.
Oh, fantastic. I apologize. My computer froze on me right when I hit the bump.
I kind of dug the time jump. I think that was actually a really great way to be like, okay, they bone. What happens after?
So explain to me, because I couldn't see it because my computer completely froze. What happened at the end of that scene?
Oh, for real? You don't know what happened?
No, I know that you kissed, and I know that you were in a no one could see in your thing.
Oh,
yeah.
we were basically setting up having sex.
Yeah.
I saw that part and I was like, okay, we don't want this to get graphic, so I bumped it.
Exactly. And then when you bumped and we dropped out, and then when we came back,
you were there for like 2 seconds and then you were gone. So we were like, oh, are we continuing?
Oh, man.
So then, yeah.
This is technology. This is when technology fails us. That's what happened. But yeah, see, great job.
Yeah. No, when we came back and then you weren't there, I thought you were doing a time jump as like the administrator. So I just jumped us forward to we had done the sex and it was bad.
And it was bad. And I was just like uncontrollably laughing.
I think the final line of the whole thing was, you don't have to laugh that much.
Yeah. Yeah. That was it.
I'm glad that you the two of you as professional expert improvisers took the technical difficulties and made it work in your favor. So thank you both. How did that feel, doing a scene with someone you've never met before? And it was actually a very touching scene. It had a lot of intimacy and emotion was coming across for both of you in that scene. It was really interesting.
Yeah. How about you, Michelle?
I thought it was interesting. It was obviously less funny than I wanted it to be. But I don't know. I like playing with new people. Yeah. I mean, it's just I think it's extra awkward over, video, but it was fun. I enjoyed it,
Yeah, me too. Me too, totally.
Some comments early on that when we had the little chat at the beginning, people were chatting like, "Oh, I like the chat at the beginning." So that's going to be something we keep. So future players will get the opportunity to talk to each other just for a second and then dive right into a scene. What was it like for you, Chase? Just kind of diving in, having never met Michelle before.
This is the first time that I've ever performed with somebody without being in the room, performed with a new person that I've never worked with before outside of a live setting. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting to feel like a tempo and pace and not know how much of that is being affected by the latency of the medium. So I think the nature of playing with somebody new and wanting to give space is also a little nerve-wracking because you don't know, like, if they're hearing it as close to real time as you'd like, or if they're hearing it and then taking a pause to digest and reflect back something. But yeah, I mean, this is the first time I've done improv in like 6 months, and it's great.
Oh,
it was nice to like put the suit on,
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
So if you have any questions out there, if you're watching, please put them in the chat. We'll bring them up on screen, and you can ask Michelle or Chase any questions either about the scene, about themselves as improvisers or people. My question for the two of you is, when you're playing with someone brand new, do you prefer to dive in both feet into the deep end of the pool or take your time and kind of feel the other person out? Because this scene ended up in a very, like I said, it had a lot of intimacy behind it in a couple of spots. So like when you're playing with someone new, what's your preference? Like, do you like to just say, I'm just going to throw out a huge offer right off the top, or feel each other out a little bit first? And that's not just for the internet improv. It can be for regular stage improv as well.
I'm a respecter of boundaries. And if someone is giving me signals like, oh, this is too far, then I'll stop. But like, but if they're not, I'm like, let's push all the limits we can and have some fun,
Totally.
Yeah.
For me, a lot of that decision is determined by the audience's energy. If they're crackling and like fully on board, then I'm like, let's do it. Just throttle. And if the audience is a little more timid, I think I'll be more willing to not be patient, so to speak, but just give an extra breath up top to feel out the other person. And it's a different experience to not have the audience's energy.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's a part of my instinct that's waiting to be informed by an element that's not going to show up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This new current reality that we're in terms of improv and all performance really is that continuous loop of feedback from the audience. We don't have it anymore. We have a chat, but even the chat, the comments are coming after the moments in the scene because we're on a delay. So even seeing that, you're not getting that full visceral connection that you would normally have with an audience. Mm-hmm. And that's got to have an interesting effect on us as improvisers as well. Totally.
And you know what is also on me? We started and my brain went, wait, how long are we going for? And that's like, literally, I was like, oh, dang, is this like half an hour or is this an hour? I honestly don't know. Or are we doing this for 5 minutes and this is just a quick in and out kind of a thing? And I think if I had, I mean, I'm sure you told us that in the emails and I'm an idiot and just forgot. But if I had known that in the moment, I think that also would have informed my initial reception and pace a little bit more.
Cool. Trying to get our chat involved, see if anybody has any questions. So, Chase, where are you currently now?
I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia.
Excellent. And then you said you haven't done improv in 6 months, so when the pandemic hit, you kind of took a breather? Or
this is the first time I have done a character or a story or anything like that, like since February, since March, early March, probably. Yeah. And oh man, yeah, I was like, oh, this is fun. I remember you. Cool.
And Michelle, you've been doing a fair amount of stuff online, and I know Improv MKE, your theater that you literally started, I think, right before the pandemic started. You've translated onto online pretty well so far.
Pretty well. Yeah, thank you. I think so. I literally had secured space for my theater a week before our town shut down. So that was exciting. But luckily I didn't lose any money. So that was pretty cool. I was lucky in that way. I was coaching 3 teams. Two immediately got depressed and didn't want to do anything online. And I was still coaching 1 team online. And I was also super lucky that, people requested me to come in and do some teaching and coaching. And so that was nice. And then it was I don't know, it was probably 9 or 10 weeks into the Safer at Home where I did 1 show with Jay Suko and everything else exploded. I just kept doing shows and shows and shows. And now I do shows weekly. So yeah, it's been interesting to say the least, but I've met people from all over the world and they come to my jams and it's really fun. And I've gotten to take classes myself from people that I normally wouldn't be able to take classes from. And I've had people teach at my theater that normally I'd have to spend thousands of dollars to have them come in. And it's very neat. Yeah.
Nice. Got a couple questions coming in. So Loaf the Wonder Bread. Michelle, do you find you play characters farther from yourself or close to yourself when you've been doing online improv? That's a good question.
Ooh, both. I feel like I still do like very similar because I have an acting background. I do characters that are a blend of me a little bit and a blend of whatever comes out at the moment. This felt pretty grounded, so I just went ahead and stayed in the reality that we'd created. But yeah, I love, I'm a voice actor as well. So I love getting to use my voice and all that fun stuff here. So I don't know, it could be wild as well. Both.
Very cool.
Totally. I'm so glad you're a voice actor because also you've done this a lot because like your audio and video setup it's really nice to interact with somebody who sounds good and is well lit. And that's like my life since all this went down was just like, well, I'll just pivot into doing video stuff for other people. And I've been like editing and mixing audio. And it's just so nice to be on not a Zoom call and everyone sounds and looks good.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks.
Nice. We got a question from Benny Skur. Benny Skur wants to know, do you, Chase, first part's for you, and then he said the second part is for both of you. Chase, do you find Canadians play differently than Americans? Let's start with that, then we'll ask the second part of the question.
Yeah, I do. I think their tradition for improv is often from a slightly different approach where first off, they don't have the same sort of like, how can I put this? Chauvinism against short form because Johnstonian improv, which is where SAC got sort of its lineage in Orlando, is so much more narrative focused and not necessarily like gamey focused. So I think that people are far more willing to play with a short form speed, but still have a long form sensibility, which is really nice. Whereas in the States, I find it so much more bifurcated, where like some people want to play with the joy and speed of what you'd find in your average short form show. And then when they make the jump to long form, grounded and ends up being another word for slow and kind of boring. And I don't find that to be the case in Canada. Also, I've seen like some of the dopest improv in my life up here.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And second part of the question was, nope, that's the wrong one. Second part of the question was, are regional styles really a real thing? Like regional styles, like I know a Boston style. Is there a Wisconsin style, not Minnesota? There is definitely a Minnesota style, but we don't want to talk about that. But is there a Wisconsin style? So what do you both think about regionalisms in terms of improv? Not just in like references, but in style and energy.
What do you think, Michelle?
Go ahead. I can answer after you.
Oh, okay. All right. I think there are regional styles in the way that there are like regional dialects. Does that make sense?
Where like give us a little more on that.
Well, sure. So when I first came to do improv, or actually the first time I ever came to Canada was with you, Mike, and we went to VTSL here 9 years ago for a tournament. Mm-hmm. And we found that a lot of the names that we had for certain things, those things still existed in this other culture of improv, but it just had different names. And there'd be like slight little evolutions, right? Where like we had the term Canadian cross, and in Canada, that's not a thing. Yeah. There is no real word for that. They just do it. It's just called a cross. But in terms of like actual styles, I think it's more theater to theater than it is region to region. Like you could find two very different styles in the same region just because it's in two different houses. Mm-hmm. And it's because the sort of dissemination of the oral tradition of what improv is, the cross-pollination is random and scattered and everywhere.
Cool.
I definitely think there are regional styles. I find it fascinating, actually. For like, the reason I find it fascinating is, is because people will continue to do whatever people are laughing at. And so if it's just your friends coming to a show and laughing at it, but it may or may not be funny, it'll just keep going. So
Yeah.
it like, and so that becomes the style. Like, and so in Milwaukee, there's a little bit of that here. We also have, Comedy Sports has been here for almost 40 years. And so it's a very short form mentality here. And the long form is growing, and I'm really happy to be a part of that because people are so hungry for it. They watch the online shows, like before the pandemic started. They were watching like UCB shows and things like that, and they're like obsessed with it and listening to podcasts and obsessed with these people, and so they want it and they're aware that it exists, but now it's time to actually have it here. But yeah, so that's kind of my take on it. I think people, the style is developed by what people continue to laugh at, funny or not.
Very cool. Yeah, a lot of Loaf mentioning is a good point. How much regional styles improvisers style versus the audience is laughing at. That's very true. As an improviser, I know all three of us have lived in different improv communities, so to speak, and have had to, I'd say, to adjust to the energies of each place. I know I've had to adjust to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I came up as an improviser in Orlando, which is very, very influenced, I find, by the theme parks there, because there's some insano talent at those parks. A lot of people don't know that. There are like people with Broadway credits that work at those parks. And some of the most incredible talented people I've ever seen anywhere are in Orlando, and we get to play with them. And because their day job is a professional equity job 5 days a week, their expectation of professionalism and quality and deliver an experience to the audience that is going to make them roar and laugh is very high. Then I moved to Portland, Oregon, where there is no theme park. There is almost no like entertainment industry, really. Some like Portlandia shot there, but not a whole lot. So most people who did it were actually doing it more as a hobby and as a passion project. And that brought with it a different expectation of I wouldn't say quality, but like a willingness to gratify the audience at a different pace in a different way. And I think you're right. There are regional styles, and it is so influenced by the audience you find yourself in.
This show honestly could go on forever, because I don't know about, I feel like all three of us could geek out about improv for hours upon hours, and I think our audience would like it. However, we are coming up to the end of the show, which I think, leave them wanting more. That's one of the beautiful things of the entertainment industry. Before we go, I just want to say thank you to both of you. Michelle, you have classes coming up right now at Improv MKE.
Yeah, there's a few spots in some classes that are starting this week. So yeah, www.improvmke.com.
Yeah, and Chase, anything coming up in your world that you want to?
No, not really.
I hate to say it, I kind of knew the answer, and I asked you anyway. I'm good.
This.
This basically. I'm editing a lot of films, for other people. Like I just shot a 3-camera thing for a live 1-woman show this week, and then that's live. Oh, you know what? If someone does want to check out some of the video stuff I've been doing during the pandemic, go to digitalfringefest.com. That's 9 shows that I filmed, mixed, edited, and uploaded. And all of the money from that goes directly to the artists.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to put both of those links in the 2MB Facebook page and on the social media so people can check that stuff out.
Cool.
Yeah, the people in the chat are sad. It's only a 30-minute show, but that's what we're doing. That means you got to come back to catch more next week. Next week we'll have 2 brand new improvisers who've never played together, and I'm going to spoil it right now. I'm going to tell you who they are.
I'm sorry. What was that emoji in that last one that you just put up there? Is that a crying?
It looks like a crying. It looks like a crying Cyberman from Doctor Who, but it looks like.
Oh yeah. That's a rusting iron giant.
Looks like a sad robot to me.
Yeah. Right? But look at this one. He's okay. This one's smiling and happy.
Okay, he's having a good time.
Happy robot.
Twitch emojis are crazy. So honestly, having Michelle and Chase here for the very first show was such an honor. Thank you both so much. Next week, right here, Boston's own Gwen Coburn is going to be here, and she's going to be performing with a man who you might have seen if you went and saw It Chapter 2 in theaters. That's right. One of the stars of It Chapter 2. He played the security guard. Mr. John Connon will be here.
I love John Connon.
Yep. He was a security guard in that movie. He was. I wish it was Pennywise. I tried to get him. Hard to get him. But Gwen and John have never met. They're going to improvise and then talk about improv next week. So thank you all so much, Chase and Michelle. Thank you very much. To MV Studios, make sure to like and subscribe everything that they do here. And we will see you next week. Thank you for coming.